Hey loves, welcome to my channel. My name is Winnie G, and if you're new here and if you're returning, then hey girl, how you doing? Today I'm going to show you guys how I got these long layered knotless braids with human hair curls throughout and on the ends. I've been wearing my hair like this for years. I'll actually insert a clip from one of my old tutorials, and for me this style is all about placement, overall technique, and quality hair. So let's get into all the details and the tips and tricks. Today's video is sponsored by Hot Braids. They sent me this semi-curly bulk hair. I have 3 bundles, one in 16 inch, one in 18 inch, and one in 20 inch. So to prepare the braiding hair, my cousin taught me how to do this little trick. So she breaks the hair off into little pieces, and then she adds a little bit of edge control to the very tip of the piece. And it allows you to prep a bunch of the hair without it getting all tangled up, which I thought was really cool. So shout out to her for that. Just like we have staggered lengths in the curly hair, you also want to buy staggered lengths in the braiding hair. This is how we get that layered look the easiest way possible. Now you could buy one length and cut it up and thin out the ends yourself and do all of that, but that's just a little bit too much for me. So I ended up buying like this value pack of the 26 inch. It came with 4 bundles in it. And then I also have 2 bundles of 20 inch, and then I got 2 bundles of the kids hair, which is about 16 inches, I think. This is gonna help us to create that layered look because we're not gonna have all one length of braiding hair. Just like we wouldn't use all one length of bundles if you wanted a layered look, it's the same concept. Now I already have my natural hair clean and blow dried. She's looking real healthy, and my cousin Taya came over to help me. Really, she did everything for me, to be honest, child. So before she gets into that and I can show you the entire style step by step as well as styling, we're gonna get into all of the things. I first want to give you guys a foundation for the technique. So I'm zoomed in up close and personal on one of the braids in the front so I can really show you guys exactly what I did. I split the hair into 3 sections, and I'm starting off by braiding the hair through one complete cycle until we're back in the exact place we were when we started. Now I'm grabbing that hair between my pointer finger and my thumb and placing it in between the left strand and the middle strand. And when I cross that middle strand over, I'm taking the extension hair with it and then continuing to braid the hair like normal. If you're an auditory person, I hope I'm explaining it well. If you're more of a visual person, I hope that you can see, girl, because I'm trying to teach y'all the things. But there are plenty of knotless braid tutorials online. I just wanted to go over it at least one time so I'm not like throwing y'all out there to the sharks. So when I get back to that point, I add one more piece again, and as you can see, my knotless braid is seamless. It's no lumps or bumps or gaps or anything. Then I added one little piece of the human hair, and then I continued to braid past it for about another inch before adding one last piece of braiding hair. And the last piece helps to make sure that the braid is a consistent size the entire way down. Once I have it about 2 inches shorter than the length that I want the entire braid to be, I'm going to add in one last piece of that human hair, and this is going to be the piece that comes out of the bottom of the braid. So I add that piece and continue to braid down about 2 inches before I use a little bit of nail glue to secure it. So I apply a little bit of that glue and then I pinch it with either my fingers or a clip. I got tired of having all that glue on my fingers getting all caked up, so I started using a little clip to pinch it, and honestly, it kind of worked. I wish I would have started this earlier because my fingers were tore up, girl. I got texture issues. I do not like stuff on my hands. Once it's sealed and dry, I'm taking my scissors and separating the braiding hair from the human hair curl at the end and trimming the braiding hair a little bit so that all we can see is that human hair curl. And this is the finished braid. But of course, when she did my hair, she started from the back, parting from the nape of my head across, and then she used edge control to separate out the sections. So she essentially parted from side to side of my head, used some edge control to clean that part up, and she also used the edge control to break my hair into 4 sections in the back. For these first 3 rows of my hair, we used the 26 inch braiding hair and the longest human hair curls throughout. We put about 3 to 4 curls per braid. We're gonna use the 20 inch hair in that middle section and then the 16 inch hair in the front section. So that's how you kind of make sure your layers are in place already, just using the length of the braiding hair. And then of course we're gonna trim it up at the end and give her a cute little cleanup. But You gotta make sure you leave out your little baby hairs. Once they're braided into the braid, it's really hard to get out without breakage. So make sure you kind of put those out to the side before you start your braids on your edges. And on this one, you can see a lot better the technique that she's using. She's starting off by adding a little edge control to the section and combing it into place before starting to braid it down a bit. Then she adds in the first piece of braiding hair around that pointer finger and thumb, braids it down a bit, adds one more piece of braiding hair, braids it until she's back in that position. Then she adds a human hair piece and then braids it down a little bit, takes the longer side of that human hair curl, clips it out the way, braids past it. Then she adds in a human hair curl, braids down a little bit past that, and then takes out the longer side of the human hair curl, and then continues braiding past where she added that human hair curl until she adds another one. Braid a little bit more, add another curl, and then she braided about halfway to the end past that. We added the end curls later, so for now she's just adding the braids. Okay, so now that the braids are all complete, we need to give her a little shaping, okay? To the salon, if you will. First things first, we need to trim these ends. I'm only trimming about a ½ inch to an inch off just to clean them up a little bit, but you want everything to be nice and even at the bottom. Layers only look intentional to me if the bottom is even. If not, it just gives breakage. I don't know, but I'm not a fan. So after that, we're taking that front section from the crown of our head to just behind the ear and cutting that at a 45-degree angle, sloping down. And this is how we clean up the layers and make it look nice and polished. Take your time and cut everything little by little until it's to your liking. And this is the finished look. Y'all know I love a middle part, okay? She eats down. The back is nice and full. The curls are gorgeous. The side part kind of gave. But I also want to show you guys a couple of tips and tricks on how I style the hair. Because one of my favorite things about braids and locks are the fact that you can actually style them within the hairstyle. So you can have fun with it. Play around. Give different looks, honey. Now, I also like to style my hair without using any scrunchies and tools and stuff because I tend to be out and about with no scrunchies. And here's a couple of hacks. So, for the first style, I'm grabbing 2 braids on either side of my head and I'm gonna tie these in the back. Tie it 2 times. And you can kind of adjust it to kind of get it to your liking in the back as well, but this is my go-to hairstyle. When I'm cleaning, when I'm grocery shopping, when I'm working, this is my go-to girly pop, okay? If you want to add a little pizzazz, take out one of your curls for a little bang moment, and she kind of gives, cutesy, but super easy, super quick. Now, her sexy big sister is the half up, half down. I call the other one the tie back. This is the tied up, okay? So I'm taking the hair on top, combing it into a ponytail with my fingers until she's nice and smooth and sitting where I want. And then I grab 1 braid from the back and I wrap this around the base of that ponytail that I created. So essentially, we're using the braids to hold themselves in place, and you keep wrapping it and wrapping it until you can't anymore, and then you have this cute little ponytail. Adjust your little curl in the front, and isn't she cute? I love a little half up, half down moment. Bonus points if you add in some hair accessories. She looks super full. I love the height it gives, and the ponytail will snatch the face and give you a little facelift, and ain't nothing wrong with that either, you know? Now, of course, we can always go for the full ponytail look and pull everything up, which is what I'm doing here. And to hold it in place, I'm grabbing a couple of braids and using this as my scrunchie, just wrapping it around the base and wrapping it around the base until you can't anymore. For a full ponytail, I like to use at least 2 to 3 braids to hold it in place, not just one, because it'll pull on it and that hurts. So don't do that. But this is our high pony. She's super cute. You can put her anywhere. You can do a low pony and give more of a Sade vibe, but I like a high ponytail, especially because I tend to transition her into a little bun. Now, this is a wrapped bun where you kind of take sections of hair and wrap it around and give that like donut bun vibe. And to hold it in place, I grab one braid and use it to kind of lasso everything together. But she's messy, she's cute, she doesn't have to be perfect for the gym or a wedding, wherever you want to go, honey. This is a girl who can do both, okay? She could be classy, she could be nasty, she can go to the club, she can go, you know, to an award show, okay? Now, for a more messy bun, which is my personal favorite, we're going back to that ponytail, but instead of wrapping the hair, we're kind of folding it over once to create this little pocket situation. I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys can see what I did. And then to secure that in place, I grab a couple of braids and wrap that around the base of it until it's like stable. And then I just start to tuck the curls, wrap the curls, fluff out the bun until it's nice and messy, but it looks a little bit more polished. And this is my go-to girly pop. It never looks the same twice, but today it was kind of giving Minnie Mouse's bow, and I didn't hate it. Those are some of my go-to styles for braids and locks. But most importantly, I hope that you guys learn how to get a nice layered look and the fact that you can play with your braid styles. You don't have to just get one length braids. Just like we play with our bundles, we can play with our braids. Try different cuts, try different lengths, try different colors. Play around with it. These braids turned out real long, which I love. They were about hip length. And I love how she kind of made my parts smaller in the front and wider in the back. It gave this kind of early 2000s look. I can't explain it, but I love it. I wish I knew how to do that myself. I'll leave my cousin Taya's information down below as well if you guys want to book with her if you're in the Dallas area, so she can come and do your hair too, as well as the details about this hair, because I'm not gonna lie, the curls are kind of eating, okay? Getting to it. I love you guys so much. I hope that you really enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, babes.